I would say that there was never an intention to get started in plumbing. My dad was a plumbing contractor. He did all kinds of plumbing. At age 8, he had already started putting me on crews, on weekends and all that type stuff. And so at age 8, started doing just carrying some tools for plumbers. But then by the time I got to high school, it went to the level then to where eventually then he would send me out on jobs by myself. And so, doing that type thing. Some of the times they might be 10 miles away, sometimes they might be 80 miles, or not 80, but 50 miles away. So it was that type thing, so it kind of grew up fast. I was on the job training usually from my dad, and then along the way from the other employees that he would, have me in working with as a crew in. There would usually be a 2-man crew or something, that type thing. Some of those guys would really push you hard. Robbie Price's dad, I worked with him a good bit, and he was a person that you were trained to run to the truck to get whatever you needed, run back to the job. So there's a lot of running. Having a couple kids, so like Mac, came along, it's the first one, and then, Brad and Will. So you got to find a way to feed the family and all that type of stuff. And so about the time I hit that, then, I knew I had to go that way. I'd gone, after high school, which I went to Olympic High School, and then I went on to Davidson College, and got also accepted into, after I finished there, I applied and got into an MBA program at Chapel Hill. And went to Chapel Hill and got up there and started looking for a place, to live and all that stuff. But then talking to everybody up there, I realized that I didn't have enough money to pay. And my parents they had told me, we'll help you through Davidson. And so at Davidson, a good thing is, I had gone ahead and learned and gotten my plumber's license by the time I was at Davidson, or before that even, or right probably. And so I had my plumber's license, and I'd gotten several other licenses also. So what I decided at that point in time was I was going to take off 1 year from, defer for 1 year. And and then I was going to go and, make some money, and then come back and go to Chapel Hill. The training is very important. In other words, we've probably been doing training in one fashion or another for many, many years. But in the last year or 2 or 3, we've really gotten great at the training. The training really puts, the skills into the hands of, the people we're training, to where they can really then control their life in a lot of ways. We can then take them and teach them, but if they'll listen, to us and learn all that, then the benefit at the end of that is, one, we have, a lot of different opportunities for them to really make a good income. So with us, we have, let's say programs where they can make bonuses. So in other words, if you learn how to do this right, you do it right the first time, you're going out and taking care of it, you earn extra money. Young guys can come in here, or girls, either one, they can come in here and they can start off, making a little bit of money, and then going to more money and more money and more money, just because they're learning and stepping up and all those type things. And the wonderful thing I love to see is I see them come in here and, they don't know anything. And then, 6 months later, they know stuff. And then you see them step up, and, 6 months later, then you see them go out, and maybe get an old beat up car or something, and within a year you see them in a Jeep or something, and then they get a girlfriend, and then maybe they get, then get pregnant, and maybe, they have a baby, and you see the families. And we just had one this past week, talking to one of the guys, they just, had one born. And so those are the nice things. You're seeing all of that. Price Brothers, the other thing about it is we are pretty family oriented, so we're interested in all that. All these things are going well. Yes, sir. You show up for work and come in and do your best and learn, and that's what it's all about here. And that is, for me, the best thing I like to see is for you to come in, or anyone else to come in, go to work at Price Brothers, and then they see you go up the steps. In other words, and you and your family, be very successful. And that's what it's all about. A big key to all that still within Price Brothers is the amount of team. In other words, so everyone in Price Brothers, for Bob Price, the team concept is very important. So there's got to be older guys teaching younger guys listening to the older guys, everything working that way, and us all making sure that before we leave a job, everything's exactly right, and we're treating the customers well, and all those type things. These are all simple things. That's the way we would all like to be treated in life. And if we just do those things to our other folks working at Price Brothers and to our customers and everywhere, then we're going to have a team put together that's going to take care of all of our employees and really all of their families, because their families are a part of this also. And so that feeds right on back to them. And so the longer we can keep this thing going and working well, the better. And the teams, the team concept is what will take us there. Trying to create homes for families. That's the key at Price Brothers, and it should be for every builder and anybody else out there, is creating homes for families. That's a big deal there, Not just doing the plumbing and the water we're talking about, but the home itself. When we go to these different meetings and we see other companies, in different trades and all that type stuff, the comments from them, hey, we want to be like Price Brothers. You guys have it all together, that type thing. And that is part of us. My brother Steve used to say at one point in time, Bob, you want everything perfect. And I said, no, I want us to be having continual improvement. And so that's what Price Brothers is all about. What has changed for me is my role now is not almost working in the company, because there's so many good people here who really know how to run Price Brothers, but is to work on the company. So that's pretty much my role. And there are a lot of things, opportunities for Price Brothers and other things that I'm eager to get out there and be working on for all that type of thing.